an attempt to fast-track the Uniform Civil Code, there is a breaking news update now coming in. The Law Commission seeking public views on the Uniform Civil Code. That's the big breaking news update that I'm getting in right now on the show once again. The Law Commission has sought opinion on the Uniform Civil Code. The Law Commission of India asking for views, ideas of the public and recognized religious organizations about the Uniform Civil Code. In fact, getting in more details, the 22nd Law Commission examining the Uniform Civil Code and a reference sent by the Ministry of Law and Justice, the Law Ministry, and we are hearing that the Law Commission has examined the subject of Uniform Civil Code and has asked for all stakeholders through its appeal with a questionnaire dated 2016 and further public appeals notices dated 2018, and pursuant to the same, overwhelming responses have been received, and they've now asked for a consultation paper on reforms of family law, and since more than 3 years have been lapsed, bearing in mind relevance, importance of the subject and also the various court orders on the subject, the 22nd Law Commission of India considering it's expedient to deliberate afresh over the subject. A 30-day exercise begins. Let me go across to Deepti Sachdeva joining us on the phone line. Deepti, is it possible that the centre is fast-tracking the Uniform Civil Code? The fact that they're beginning this exercise once again, setting a deadline of 30 days, within a period of 30 days they want to begin this exercise. Is it a possibility?
Niranjan, I was actually here to speak about that comment that Nitish Kumar made a little while earlier. But this is, what happens in Indian politics, and that is why it is so fascinating. In the last few minutes, you've seen stories that are extremely important, keeping in mind the big elections of 2024. And we must also tell our viewers, this is not the very first time that, the Commission has asked for public to put out its views on the Uniform Civil Code. I think this is happening for the second straight time. So, yes, it helps the ruling government to keep the poor alive when it comes to the UCC, but that possibly could see the light of the day. This has been, in the offings for some time now, and this tells you why this election is going to be very, very important. Now, the BJP's manifesto, Niranjan, if you look at it very, very carefully, the abrogation of Article 370, done. The Ram Mandir, here on Republic, we've put out pictures, we've put out details that tell you that is also a reality now. The other promise that is pending is the UCC, the Uniform Civil Code. And this again is a very, very contentious issue. But right now, as you are also breaking here, could the centre be fast-tracking the entire process? The answer is yes. The government hasn't shied away, the BJP in particular, to say that it is a votary of the UCC. The problem comes in when you see different reactions from the opposition that tries to, take this on another platform, making this religious and saying that, again, this government is anti-minority. So that continues to be the calling card of the opposition on a process like this. I also want to, underscore here, and just going off track from that comment that Nitish Kumar made. Now, Nitish Kumar, people say, is someone who really understands the Prime Minister, far better than a lot of other opposition leaders right now, Niranjan. And when he says that you could be looking at early polls, yes, and that comes this next big breaking update of this announcement by the Law Commission wanting people to respond to their public views on how they see the UCC. I think everything is related. And let's not forget, there is that big opposition meet in Patna on the 23rd. M.K. Stalin is supposed to be a part of that meeting. And on a day where you've had his minister, sitting minister, being arrested by the Enforcement Directorate, within hours, Nitish Kumar makes this comment. Next comes this entire story of the Law Commission looking at the UCC. Again, like I said, the story moving very fast, but everything indicates that we are directly into a big election season. The BJP wants to ensure they want to come back with a greater majority come 2024. And the opposition knows, Niranjan, that this is their last chance. The last chance this time. If they want to survive, they have to be seen to be fighting together. But could that happen or not? I think that is anyone's guess right now.
Super exciting election season has already begun. In fact, it's less than 1 year, Deepti, less than 1 year to the general elections. Whichever way you look at it, we're already in the election countdown mode. And the fact that a few days back you had those pictures come in of the construction, showing the progress of the construction in the final stages And we are hearing that it will be ready by October 2023. So that's perhaps also an indication, right, Dipti? In all possibility. I mean, every way you look at it, we're already in the election run-up mode.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And you know, this timeline is interesting because there is a lot of buzz that by the year end, and like I'm again saying, you know, for a political journalist, it's all about buzz. It's all about what different political parties say. And the rest, obviously, no one knows what the government would want to do. When you have a Nitish Kumar saying that the Lok Sabha polls could be preponed, there is, you know, some bit of basis behind what he says, Niranjan, because I've spoken to a lot of other opposition leaders, some in the BJP also, who are prepared. They say the BJP is already in a mission mode. You know, 9 years of the Modi government, you've seen that kind of prachar, that outreach that is already underway. You know, in these 30 days, you have different union ministers, you know, going through the length and breadth of the country, 9 saal ki seva. These are the kind of taglines that the government is essentially putting out. And this also gives you a feeler that possibly we could be entering an election season sooner rather than later. Now, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan are all looking at winter elections. So could there be a scenario, Niranjan, where you could have, you know, the Ram Mandir completion by the end of the year? You could have a lot of these important state polls along with the Lok Sabha polls. If that happens, the BJP already is preparing for it. You know, the BJP is an election machinery. It's 365 days into an election mode. It knows the pulse of the people. But the opposition, again, will have a lot of stumbling blocks. And I think if the UCC does get introduced in the upcoming session of the parliament, this again could be a huge googly by the government, by the BJP in particular. And like I said, after the abrogation of Article 370, the Ram Mandir, you know, being constructed and perhaps ready for an inauguration at the end of this year, if the UCC also does happen, the BJP will say, listen, we have been able to deliver on all our promises.
You know, you can't, in this case, look at what Nitish Kumar has said in isolation, isn't it, Dipti? And you've been tracking the story of Nitish Kumar as well very, very closely. Now, would he just say that when he tells his bureaucrats, his team, that, you know, don't look at 2024? Imagine it's happening this year. Would he say that in isolation?
No, absolutely not, Niranjan. He would not. And someone like a Nitish Kumar, who's so measured, who's so very careful with what he says. You know, he's one neta who will actually say a lot of things in innuendos. He will not say anything unless he does not mean it. This is a known fact about Nitish Kumar. And like I said, a lot of leaders in the BJP camp have also been indicating that we possibly could be gearing up for an early Lok Sabha election. Now, could this mean that the Lok Sabha elections could be advanced from the May of 2024 to the end of this year, like where I said you have winter elections in Chhattisgarh, in Rajasthan, and in Madhya Pradesh? It is a possibility. Now, you know, as a political journalist, why does this help the BJP? Because like people have been saying, when Modi is on the ticket, it's a little easier for the BJP to be able to garner votes. So Lok Sabha election, like the Prime Minister had said, Niranjan, that it's a done deal. The opposition believes it has a real chance.
I think Swapnil is joining us on the Uniform Civil Code. Do you want to take the first question with him?
For some time now.
Swapnil is on the phone line on the Uniform Civil Code. Do you want to take the first question with him? We'll come back to this. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I couldn't hear who. Okay, I think we have Swapnil Kothari with us, and let's ask that question to him. Though he's not a neta, but he's very interested in politics also. Swapnil, you have the Law Commission right now wanting to, you know, hear from the people on what they think of the UCC. As a lawyer and as a keen observer of politics in the country, how do you see this move, Swapnil?
Well, the Law Commission is doing a wonderful job by asking the viewpoints of Uniform Civil Code. Just as we have a common criminal code, there is no distinction between religions and caste or creed when it comes to crimes. Why should there be any religion when it comes to civil law? So obviously the Law Commission is doing the right thing. Article 44 of the Constitution has been trying, literally hoarse and venting its spleen from the Constitution that please implement me. Because that was a directive principle of state policy. It's time that we do it. There will be a lot of ruckus about it. There will be people, there'll be naysayers, there'll be a huge hue and cry that no, India is a diverse country, it's a secular country, we cannot have this, we cannot do that. This is a political move. This has been engineered by BJP to try to garner votes, because this is one of the things or one of the planks on which they're going to win the 2024 elections. All of this is nothing, Deepthi, but bunkum. Niranjan, and let me tell you, Deepthi, also that this aspect is something which is sans politics. In the sense that it ought to be without politics. This is something which needs to be done fast and furiously. As you have seen, people who have great law degrees but are theocrats are more dangerous than people who are openly non-secular. So when they swear by the Constitution all the time along, but are theocrats in their own DNA, for them and are opposed to...
But Swapnil, you can't really discount... Okay, I think, I had rhythm there, but I lost the line. Swapnil, you can't really discount, that you have a big election coming up. I'm not getting into the politics of it, but what is a 30-day... we've had 30-day deadlines given in the past as well, whenever they held a consultation. Is that procedural or in your sense, could there be more?
No. This is mere procedure. The Law Commission is bound to give you some time. They cannot say that cup out a view within 7 days. It will give chance for people. Suppose somebody wants to file a PIL. Suppose somebody wants to file an affidavit in the court saying that pursuant to a PIL or something of that sort, that this suggestion by Law Commission is bogus and they should completely stop this. Or alternatively, there should be a PIL saying that this is a brilliant move by Law Commission. So 30 days is sufficient enough time for people to congregate, to mull over.
Swapnil, bear with me, my friend. I also have Rhythm joining us on the phone, and I think she has a question for you. Rhythm is joining us on the broadcast as well, our editor, Legal Affairs and Governance. Rhythm, how are you reading into this? We also have Aditi, Deepthi on the broadcast, Swapnil on the broadcast. Rhythm, what do you make of this notification, Rhythm?
I think the most important thing is that the UCC and the fact that they've started speaking about this by the Law Commission clearly is an indication that this time around we shall see some consensus coming, also some decisive order coming from the Law Commission. Remember, this comes on the back heels of a conversation that was there by Justice Ranjana Desai, retired Supreme Court judge, and Justice Awasthi, who's heading the Law Commission. What they're really trying to do after this work is they're trying to come to a consensus on what needs to happen. In fact, earlier also, retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Desai, who's heading the 5-member committee looking into UCC, had stated that they have come to some sort of decisions and they want to provide uniformity in law, etc. Now, we need to understand really what they are doing. In fact, she gave an interview a short while ago when she had stated that the Law Commission is considering to work on the issues of UCC. Justice Desai had also said this after a meeting with its chairperson that was held just a few days ago on the 2nd of June. She heads the committee that's preparing a draft of the court for Uttarakhand. Now, this is not about her, but Justice Awasthi, who's heading the Law Commission, is going to now take a decisive decision on this. Why I do believe that's happening and why I believe that this has been fast-tracked is this particular press release that is now coming and a public notice coming from the Law Commission of India. Often we've seen whenever the Law Commission is about to come to a decision or think of coming to a decision, they come out with a public notice. In this regard, they are saying that the 22nd Law Commission has decided to solicit the views and ideas in the public at large and recognize religious organizations about the Uniform Civil Code. They're giving a period of 30 days from this date of notice, which is 14th of June, to come out with it. Extremely relevant because Justice Awasthi now going to galvanize the process. I think it's one of the biggest things forward in something that Republic has been campaigning for the longest time, the Uniform Civil Code.
Thank you, Rhythm, for joining us with those inputs. And thank you, Deepthi, as well. Deepthi is back with that debate at 8 p.m. I'm taking a short break right now. I have to take a break. We've been non-stop on this breaking news updates. Back-to-back developments. First, with Nitish Kumar dropping that big bomb on 2023 general elections. Is there a possibility? And now you have the centre fast-tracking Uniform Civil Code. Or that's what we are making of it. Taking a short break. Stay tuned.